Hey YouTube, this is Mixie Tarot. I actually wanted to do another video on the coronavirus. I'm going to use this, if you saw my last video, I'm going to be using three decks, the same three decks, the Bosch Tarot, the Medicine Woman Tarot, and one of my favorites, which is the New Era Elements Tarot. I pulled out a couple of more. I pulled out the Tarot de la Nuit and also the Power Animal Oracle deck, only because I want to see if they're saying that the virus started with animals. I want to see if the animals can communicate anything that that we need to know. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the start with the New Era Elements Tarot. If you haven't seen the previous video, one second. If you haven't seen the previous video, I suggest that you watch it all the way through. There were some more cards that came out towards the end of the video. I'm just going to say a prayer. These are actually incense matches that I got. St. Michael's. I'm asking Saint Raphael to come forward. He is the patron saint of illness. I'm asking you to come forward and bring us any messages that we should know about the coronavirus. Any further messages you'd like to bring forth regarding the coronavirus? One second. Sorry. I just wanted to relight the sage incense. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. The cards are already talking. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. So the three cards that came out were the Ace of Water, the Comfort card. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're like baby seals. And then the Interference card, okay? So, if you watch my previous video, you'll know that I said that there were two very important elements about the coronavirus, and that was water and earth. I felt like the water was contaminated. This is actually, I got the same card yesterday. So I'm seeing that with the redundancy, more than likely the water is contaminated. I know that I said that I was going to use another deck, the Power Animal Oracle cards, because I wanted to see if the animals actually had anything they wanted to bring forth, like if they've seen anything. And I'm feeling from the Comfort card and the Interference card, especially with birds being about communication, I'm seeing that there are some things that they have seen that they will bring forth. I believe that also with this Interference card, like I said before, I do believe it was man-made. When I say that it was man-made, I don't mean the origin of the virus. I don't mean the original virus, the perfect virus. I know that the perfect virus, the the base of the virus was patented. However, I do think that the mutation was man-made. I believe that the experimentation on the original virus was man-made, and this is one of the strains that we're actually seeing. So the original virus is not man-made. However, the strains of it that we're seeing are man-made. I am getting with the interference card that whatever sinister forces were behind it, um, that they were intercepted. That's what I'm getting with this card. And maybe with this card, in addition to the animals having something to say, that the government is trying to comfort the people, to get people to calm down and not panic. Um, okay, I'm gonna pull some more cards, but before I do, actually, I'll wait. I'll wait on the. No, I'm being told to go ahead and pull Power Animal Oracle cards. I want to clarify. Saint Raphael, can you clarify the comfort card for me? I'm asking the animals, the animal spirit, the guardians of the animals to come forth and just um, to come forth. Uh, okay, all right, you guys. So look, I got the lizard card, and remember, they actually said that this market, where it supposedly started from, it started with a bat, but I've heard some other people say it started with the reptiles, like snakes. So, uh, let's see, can you bring forth any other animals who may have any messages? Now, for whatever reason, again, the otter. Otter is a creature of water. Otter is a creature of water. And for whatever reason, and maybe it's just animal interference, when I asked Animal Spirit to come forth and for the guardians to bring any messages, I got the fires in Australia. I got those fires in Australia, and I don't know why, but I'm going to put that aside for now. Um, and talk about the animal energy here. So some people have said that that market sold exotic creatures, and in addition to it coming from bats, they said that it could have come from a snake. So we got the lizard card, and then we also got the otter card, which just confirms to me that the water is contaminated. Um, Animal spirit guardians. Again, I got the turtle in my first reading that I did. This is also an animal of land and sea. So, okay, so we got the turtle spirit again. Are there any more animal spirit, anything else? I'm asking if the animal spirits, the guardians. Okay, this is weird. So I got kangaroo, which is a creature is a animal, as we all know, that lives in Australia. Remember, I was saying that I got those fires, um, the fires in Australia, when I asked about the animal spirit. Now, I know that a lot of the okay, you guys, like, I know you're going to think I'm really crazy with my conspiracy theories and stuff like that, because yesterday in the video I did say that I felt like the virus was man-made. Today I'm clarifying that and saying that I believe the strain was man-made. However, the perfect virus, the base of the virus, is not man-made. That being said, um, I'm feeling that these fires, I'm wondering if there was a strain of the virus in Australia. and the government let the land burn as a way of getting rid of the virus. I know that sounds really strange. I'm asking the animals in Australia, are you telling us that, are you telling us, okay, I got horse. Are you telling us that, are you telling us that the virus was in Australia as well? Are you telling us that the virus was in Australia as well? I'm getting the chills. I'm getting the chills. And the card stopped after horse. And I thought I didn't say what I was thinking, but I actually thought before I asked about if the virus was in Australia, and I asked in my mind, don't give me any cards if this is accurate. So I'm wondering if the virus actually was in Australia. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to actually pick up the animal spirit cards. Thank you for sharing that with us. I am now going to actually finish with um, the New Era Element Tarot. I'm going to continue to pull cards. Saint Raphael, can you give us any more messages regarding the coronavirus? Can you bring forth any more messages regarding the coronavirus? Can you bring forth any more messages regarding the coronavirus? Saint Raphael, can you bring forth any more messages regarding the coronavirus? I got the cruelty card. This is a rat in reverse, cruelty card. Okay. Saint Raphael, can you give me two more cards regarding the coronavirus? I got the Daughter of Earth. Yesterday I got the Father of Earth. All right. And I got this card as well, Perfection. I got this card as well, Perfection. I got that card yesterday as well. And then I got Failure. Okay, these two came out together. So, with the cruelty card, you know how when you're in high school and you have to dissect like a frog or something like that in your biology class? That's the first thing that came to mind with the cruelty card. And with that being said, you think of a laboratory. Um, so this further confirms to me that this was an experiment or something that was created in the lab. And with the Daughter of Earth, I know that yesterday in the video I talked about how Earth was an important element because I felt like the Earth was contaminated and the food supply was contaminated. However, with this card, I'm also getting environmentalist. Something to do with an environmentalist. And then I got the perfection card, and it came out with the failure card. Now, yesterday I got this card and I wasn't sure how to interpret it, but when I thought about it a little bit further, um, I believe that whatever sinister forces were behind whatever happened in Wuhan, China with this virus, they were perfecting, either they were perfecting This strain of the coronavirus, they tested it out on the people to see if they were correct about it being perfect. They spread it by air, by land, and by water to see which way would be the fastest way to get to the people, which would be more useful, which would be more efficient. Um, they came pretty close to, if, okay, I'm just going to hold back. I'm St. Raphael, I'm going to hold that back. Okay, so I'm getting that. Remember, I talked about the environmentalist card. I'm feeling that there was a group behind. I believe that the laboratory that in Wuhan, China, did have something to do with this happening to the population in Wuhan. However, I believe that there was also some sort of environmental group that was involved, almost like they're stealing the virus. I'm feeling like they felt like they were doing the right thing. They were trying to steal the virus and something went wrong. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know. There are so many layers to this that we don't know about. That's a scenario that I'm getting. This environmental group could have found out what was happening with the people being poisoned, maybe, with the people, with the environment being infected, with the animals being infected with the virus. Okay, so if these exotic animals were infected, then captured and brought to the market, I could see how people would think that it actually started at the market because of any, because of whatever hygiene practices or the way the animals were handled and it just wasn't clean. However, I think those animals were probably infected before they went to the market. It's just a domino effect. Um, there is a woman involved. Um, I don't think that she is sinister in any way. I believe that whatever environmental group or whatever group was trying to stop what was happening, she's a part of it and she's probably the head of it. Okay, anyhow, with that being said, I believe they were trying to perfect the virus and it came to a halt. It came to a stop. I shouldn't say it came to a stop. It didn't get as far as they would have liked it to. Okay, now I am going to clarify with, I'm going to use the other decks to try to clarify. I'm going to do the Bosch Tarot. Saint Raphael, can you show me who the daughter of Earth is? Show me who the daughter of Earth is. Show me who the daughter of Earth is. Saint Raphael. Saint Raphael, show me who the daughter of Earth is. Show me who the... I'm getting hidden, hiding, hidden, hiding, protected. Saint Raphael, can you show me who the daughter of Earth is? Show me who the daughter of Earth is. Okay, so I got the Seven of Chalices in reverse. Now, that's the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups, if I'm not mistaken, in other decks, there's a woman in the corner daydreaming about what you actually, of these cups, like daydreaming about options. Like one cup has a castle, one cup has a snake, same with this one, except the creatures, the creatures in this particular card, you've got a lizard, you've got a pig, you've got an exotic egg, um, you've got an exotic bird. So what I'm getting when I say the daughter of earth, to clarify the daughter of earth, I think with this has nothing to do with options. What I'm getting with it is that things got out of control and it was too, it couldn't be contained, like it had gotten too far. She couldn't contain it or she couldn't stop it. She was too late. She kind of felt like she was too late. She's not the bad guy. Okay. Saint Raphael, is there anything else? Also, think about the exotic animals in this card as well. These are probably some of the animals that were sold in that market. Saint Raphael, can you clarify? Can you further clarify the daughter of earth? Can you further? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Swords in reverse. If you look at the card in the upright position, we have a bird standing on top of an egg, and the swords are actually going through the egg, except one of them was stopped. So again, for me, that further clarifies that it was too late. Like she was able to get it to a certain point, like catch it at a certain point, but she was able to catch it at a certain point. Okay, with these swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she was able to stop it to a certain point, killing it at its origin, in its incubus, in its gestational stage. However, one got away. Something got away. Something, maybe this sword that didn't reach the origin is what made it into the environment, what made it into the water, what made it into the food supply, what could have made it into the animals that were living in the area. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, yesterday when I did my first reading, I talked about how money was involved. There was an exchange of money, and I got the phrase, you had something like, you have to pay me, you have to give me money. Somewhere in the mix of this, money was given to somebody. My stomach is anxious. I'm feeling anxiety in my stomach, and I see someone running. Saint Raphael, is there any more information that you want to give us about the daughter of earth? Anything else you want to give us about the daughter of earth? Is it wintertime? Is it wintertime right now in China? I don't know. Somebody is sitting back and watching this whole thing play out. Somebody's orchestrating it from behind the scenes and they're watching it play out. And I feel like it's something sinister. This is the Seven of Wands. Okay, I'm going to stop there with clarifying the Daughter of Earth. Saint Raphael, can you clarify perfection and failure? Can you clarify? Okay, yeah, again, I got the Eight of Chalices in clarifying perfection and failure. You know, I feel like there's more in this card. If you look, there's someone in the background who is clearly a person, a distinguished person who is feasting. And the first impression that I got from that was Middle East. And then there's a woman sitting inside of a cup, like guarding, like watching while the person in the background is eating. Again, I feel like there are other players in the background that we are not seeing with sinister motives who are wealthy, who are privileged, who may be hierarchies in the government, who had some sort of play in this. Maybe not necessarily in having actually um, uh, doing the act of spreading the virus, but they did have a hand in it. It's kind of like a mob boss or a um, a, um, a leader who has henchmen and they don't get their hands dirty, but other people will. That's kind of like what I feel with this. So I feel like there were other governments maybe involved or invested in developing this strain or to see. So I got the Knight of Wands, and you see he's riding on a horse. And then I got the Four of Swords. Um, and this is the Four of Swords card. Again, I feel like there are other players behind the scenes that we're not seeing who have a hand in this. Um, and I'm going back to this woman putting in a phone call. I'm going back to this woman. I see a woman making a phone call. And it's not to, it's almost like to alert that she needs help. This is what happened and she needs help. This is what could possibly happen if we don't stop this now. It's going to get out of hand. That's what I feel like. Like I said, I don't get the impression that she has any sinister motives. However, she's fighting against sinister people who she may have been naive in thinking that they were on her side, and that wasn't the case at all. Saint Raphael, is there anything else you want to bring forth from the Bosch Tarot? We got the Hanged Man. I'm going to tell you again, what I'm getting from this is there are people behind the scenes who have put this into motion who have sinister motives. Somebody is a puppet and there's a puppet master. That's what I'm getting from this. If you look at the picture, there's someone pulling the strings from of inside of the tree, and the Hanged Man has no control. He's almost limp. That person that's pulling the strings has complete control. Okay, now I am going to do the Medicine Woman Tarot. Saint Raphael, can you bring forth any messages regarding? We'd like to thank you for the messages that you brought forth today and the messages that you brought forth yesterday. Thank you, Saint Raphael. Before I could finish that prayer, the 9 of arrows came out. And again, look at it. There's someone aiming arrows, and there's a world behind the world is behind this person. I'm hearing that all 9 of those arrows had targets. They were targeting certain areas, certain places. And the person is blindfolded in this picture. The person is blindfolded. So maybe they were just aiming to see how far it would get. They're going to perfect it and then go back to the drawing board and perfect it to where it's going to get even further. I would not be surprised if another strain comes out, if it mutates again. Okay. Okay, so we got the teaching lodge of the arrows. A sweat lodge is where you go to, and it came in the reverse. The sweat lodge is where you go to detoxify, to get rid of any impurities in the body. This could have to do with vaccine. It came in reverse. So I'm thinking that maybe there's no vaccine yet. There's nothing coming out yet. Saint Raphael, are there any other messages you want to bring forth regarding the coronavirus? Anything else you want to bring forth regarding the coronavirus? Any further messages? The grandfathers. Now I'm actually going to read on this one. I'm actually going to read the little book on this one. And again, water is strong in this particular card. I'm sorry, when I pause like that, it's because I'm getting images in my head. So if you look at this, the water is coming down a mountain. I don't know if Wuhan is mountainous, but whatever scientists are looking for, like maybe where the virus started, where it was, I'm seeing a broken vial, and it's in the mountains, like a water source, near a water source. Wherever the main source of water comes from, and it's in the mountains maybe. This is where it all got started. This is where it was put into the water. Because you see, the man is pointing to the mountain, to the origin of the waterfall. I think that's where they're going to find their answers. Okay, or at least some of the answers. Let's see, grandfather. Okay, so um, I'm getting that the ancestors of this land, the Chinese ancestors who respected the land, who had respectable traditions and they respected the environment, and very much the same way Native Americans um, um, have a love for the earth, and they do call God grandfather. It is the very same thing. They are not happy. It's not that they're unhappy with the people who are living there, who may be living very simply, but whatever sinister forces are behind whatever happened in Wuhan, they are not happy with it, and they are working to help those who are trying to fight against the coronavirus, who are trying to heal those who are sick from the coronavirus. Their energies are there trying to help with that, trying to, if people are looking for the source of where this is coming from, if they just listen to their inner voice, their inner spirit, these Chinese ancestors will lead them in the right direction. They will help them to get to the bottom of it. It may take a little bit of time, but they're going to lead them in the right direction. That's what I'm getting, and I'm going to stop right there with the medicine woman deck. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I want to see, because I really feel like there's something sinister going on, and there are things that we don't know everything that's actually happening. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to use the Tarot de la Nuit, and I might use the emotions deck, mixed emotions deck, to see the if I get anything from that as well. Oh, I should probably. So you guys just bear with me for 1 second. I'm just going to put my cards away. hmm You guys hear that alarm going off, right? Sorry about that. Could be a sign that we're on the right track, though. And it stopped. We're probably on the right track. You know, you guys, I'm really curious about the animals bringing forth that message about Australia. And I know it might sound strange to some people, and I'm really open to um, uh, uh, doing a reading on the fires in Australia, because it is quite possible. I mean, I don't put anything past anybody that they just let that land burn because of something that they may have been hip to, and they're just not telling us. You never know. You never ever know. Um, I'm going to leave the new Element Tarot deck out. I may go back to it. Saint Saint Raphael, are there any other messages that you can bring forth about what's going on behind the scenes? If there's anything sinister happening behind the scenes that we should know about? Anything sinister behind the scenes? Can you give me one more card? One more card, Saint Michael. So I probably need Saint Michael too, Saint Raphael. One more card, Saint Raphael. One more card. One more card. Can you give me one more card about anything sinister? Okay, so I got 3 cards. I got the Two of Pentacles, which I got yesterday, which I said yesterday that it probably has to do with population control, balancing out the population. I got the Ace of Pentacles. Money is definitely in the mix somewhere here. Either someone was paid to do something, someone was paid more money to put the virus into the environment. And then we have the Hanged Man again. We got the Hanged Man from the Bosch Tarot as well. That there were things going on behind the scenes that we can't see, that there are sinister people who have put things into motion that we don't know about. Okay, you guys, look at this. I got the King of Cups. And if you look at his left arm, it's almost like something foreign is running through his veins. It's like something foreign is running through his veins. But if you look around him, there are things floating about. And when I saw that, the first thing that came to my mind was airborne. This virus has moved so swiftly, possibly because it's airborne. It's in the air. Yes. And there is someone hidden behind the scenes, um, who is involved in this and putting this into motion. If you look at the sword that he has in his hand, the very top of the sword has a skull, which the first thing that comes to my mind is death. And this person thinks methodically. This person is very calculative. This person almost operates without emotion, thinks more methodically, thinks more analytically, almost like a sociopath, almost like a sociopath. Saint Raphael, are there any other sinister messages? Are there any other messages regarding anything sinister that may be happening behind the scenes regarding the coronavirus? Again, money, the exchange of money. There's some aspect of money here. Money, they say, is the root of all evil, but either someone was paid a lot of money to put this into effect, to start this virus, to jump this virus off, or there's money to be made. There's money to be made from this virus taking a toll on the people. The next card is the Seven of Cups. I got this in the Bosch Tarot as well. The Seven of Cups. Again, you see the moon behind her. There's some secrets. And then you see what's floating around her as though the wind is moving something around this woman. I believe that this virus is airborne, and this is how it's spreading so quickly. In addition to contaminated water and contaminated earth and food, this is airborne. Or it was there was something released into the air. The very first card that I got yesterday was the conflict card, and I actually said that that somebody either released something into the air to spread the virus, or they're releasing something into the air to get rid of the virus. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Again, I believe that the water is contaminated. The water is contaminated. And if you look at the card, there's a skull in there, which again I associate with death. San Rafael, are there any other messages? Any further messages you want to bring forth? The next card out is the Nine of Swords. You see this woman all alone, isolated inside of this compact, and the mirror is broken. This is the second time a broken mirror has shown up in the reading. I don't know what that's about. Again, there's secrets. There are secrets that we don't know about. The Moon card. Illusions. The Page of Swords. I'm getting the word illusions from this card. They could be lying about the number of people who have died. They could be lying about a lot of things. And the next card I got was the Chariot. Okay, so I'm actually, and that's about moving forward movement. That could be forward movement in that they're moving forward with the vaccine. That could be forward movement in that this virus is spreading even further than they anticipated. That moving forward can mean anything. I'm actually going to end the read there. If I might actually do a reading on Australia and the Wuhan virus. But for right now, this is where I think I'm going to end it, and I hope you guys have a blessed evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.